3 billion accounts. Every single one. And Yahoo hid it for 3 years. August 2013. Somewhere inside Yahoo's servers, someone is copying user records. Names, email addresses, passwords, security questions. Not thousands, not millions. 3 billion accounts. Every single Yahoo user on the planet. And nobody at Yahoo will tell the public for over 3 years. When the truth finally comes out, it will destroy a $4.8 billion acquisition, trigger the first ever SEC penalty for a cyber breach cover-up, and become the single largest data breach in the history of the internet. This is how it happened. To understand how Yahoo lost 3 billion accounts, you need to understand what Yahoo was. In the early 2000s, Yahoo was the internet. It was the #1 email provider in the world. Yahoo Mail, Yahoo News, Yahoo Finance, Flickr, Tumblr. At its peak in January 2000, the company had a market capitalization of $125 billion. Over 1 billion people used Yahoo every month. Your email, your calendar, your fantasy football league. If you were online in 2005, there is a very good chance Yahoo had your data. But by 2012, the company was in decline. Google had taken search. Facebook had taken social. Yahoo's stock price had collapsed by more than 80% from its peak. In July 2012, Marissa Mayer left Google to become Yahoo's CEO. She was employee number 20 at Google, a former vice president. She promised a turnaround. Mayer focused on mobile, acquisitions, and new products. She spent $1.1 billion to buy Tumblr. She redesigned Yahoo Mail. But inside the company, there was a security team called the Paranoids. They had been warning leadership for years that Yahoo's infrastructure was dangerously outdated. User passwords were hashed with MD5, an algorithm that had been considered broken since the mid-2000s. Many accounts had no salting at all. That means an attacker with a basic graphics card could crack millions of passwords in hours. The Paranoids wanted resources to modernize. They asked for end-to-end encryption for Yahoo Mail. They wanted to mandate two-factor authentication. They were largely ignored. Alex Stamos, Yahoo's chief information security officer, reportedly clashed with leadership over the lack of security investment. He left for Facebook in 2015. Security was not a priority. Growth was, and that choice would cost Yahoo everything. The breach began with a spear phishing email. In early 2014, Russian intelligence operatives affiliated with the FSB, Russia's Federal Security Service, gained access to Yahoo's internal network. 2 FSB officers directed the operation. Dmitry Dokuchev worked in the FSB's Center for Information Security, the unit officially responsible for investigating cybercrime. Instead, he was commissioning it. Igor Sushchin was his superior. Together, they recruited Alexei Belin, a Latvian-born hacker already on the FBI's most wanted list. Belin had actually hacked Yahoo once before, in 2012, and was already under federal indictment. He simply never stopped. The FSB also hired Karim Baratov, a 22-year-old Canadian citizen living in Hamilton, Ontario. Baratov's job was to break into the email accounts of specific individuals targeted by Russian intelligence. Once inside Yahoo's network, the attackers reached the crown jewel, Yahoo's user database, known internally as the UDB. This single database contained the account credentials of every Yahoo user on the planet. Names, email addresses, phone numbers, dates of birth, hashed passwords, and security questions with answers. Some of those security question answers were stored in plain text. Not encrypted, not hashed, plain text. The attackers also stole a proprietary tool that Yahoo used to mint browser cookies. These cookies are what keep you logged in when you visit a website. With this tool, the hackers could forge authentication cookies and log into any Yahoo account without needing a password. They did not need to crack a single hash. They simply minted a fake cookie and walked in. Between 2015 and 2016, at least 32 million accounts were accessed using forged cookies. But the 2014 FSB intrusion was actually the second breach. A separate attack in August 2013 likely involving the same actors, had already exfiltrated the account information of every single Yahoo user, all 3 billion of them. In mid-2016, Yahoo's security team discovered evidence of the 2014 breach after monitoring dark web marketplaces. A hacker calling himself Peace of Mind was selling 200 million Yahoo credentials for 3 bitcoins. Yahoo investigated and found the intrusion. On September 22, 2016, Yahoo publicly disclosed the 2014 breach, reporting 500 million accounts compromised. The timing could not have been worse. 2 months earlier, in July 2016, Yahoo had agreed to sell its core internet business to Verizon Communications for $4.83 billion. Verizon had not been told about the breach before the deal was announced. When the disclosure came, Verizon immediately demanded a price reduction. Then in December 2016, Yahoo dropped a second bombshell. A separate breach from 2013 had compromised 1 billion accounts. The company's stock fell sharply. Verizon publicly questioned whether the deal would survive. But the worst was yet to come. In October 2017, after Verizon had already closed the acquisition at a $350 million discount, Yahoo's successor entity Altaba revealed that forensic analysis showed the 2013 breach had actually affected all 3 billion Yahoo accounts. Every single one. Not 1 billion. 3 billion. It remains the largest data breach ever recorded. On March 15, 2017, the U.S. Department of Justice unsealed a federal indictment charging 4 individuals. 2 FSB officers, Dmitry Dokuchev and Igor Sushchin, were charged with directing the hack. Alexei Belin, already on the FBI's most wanted list, was charged with executing the technical intrusion. And Karim Baratov was arrested at his home in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Baratov had been paid by the FSB to hack into email accounts of specific targets, including Russian journalists, U.S. government officials, and business executives. In May 2018, Baratov was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison and ordered to pay $2.25 million in restitution. Belin remains at large, believed to be sheltered in Russia. Dokuchev was arrested by Russia's own government in December 2016, but not for hacking Yahoo. He was charged with treason for allegedly passing information to the CIA. Inside Yahoo, there was fallout too. General Counsel Ronald Bell was fired in March 2017 for failing to properly investigate and escalate the 2014 breach when it was first discovered internally. CEO Marissa Mayer forfeited her 2016 annual bonus of $2 million and her 2017 equity award. In April 2018, the SEC fined Yahoo's successor entity Altaba $35 million. It was the first time the SEC had ever penalized a company for failing to disclose a cyber breach to investors. Verizon closed the Yahoo acquisition on June 13, 2017, but at $4.48 billion instead of the original $4.83 billion. That $350 million discount was a direct consequence of the breach disclosures. But the financial damage did not stop there. The class action lawsuit that followed reached a final settlement of $117.5 million, with affected users eligible for up to $358 million when including credit monitoring services. Shareholders filed a derivative lawsuit that settled for $29 million. CEO Marissa Mayer forfeited her 2016 annual bonus of $2 million. Add it all up. The SEC fine, the lawsuits, the deal discount, the remediation costs. The total financial impact of the Yahoo breach exceeded $500 million. But beyond the money, the Yahoo breach changed how the entire world thinks about data security. It proved that a company could discover a breach, know about it internally, and simply choose not to tell anyone for years. That revelation accelerated legislation. It helped push stricter data breach notification laws across dozens of U.S. states. It strengthened the argument for the European Union's GDPR, which went into effect in May 2018 and mandated 72-hour breach disclosure or face fines of up to 4% of global revenue. The Yahoo brand itself became synonymous with the word breach. Verizon folded Yahoo into a subsidiary called Oath, then later renamed it Verizon Media. In 2021, Verizon sold the entire operation to Apollo Global Management for just $5 billion. The company that was once worth $125 billion had been hollowed out. And the 3 billion people whose data was stolen? They received, on average, about $3.58 each from the class action settlement. $3 for your name, your email, your password, your security questions, and your date of birth. 3 billion accounts stolen, a $350 million discount, and the victims got $3 each. That is the real cost of ignoring cybersecurity. If this story made you think twice about your own passwords, subscribe to Cyber Decoded. We break down the biggest hacks, breaches, and digital crimes ever committed. Hit subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.